Yo guys, so welcome back to another video. It's exactly what I said this morning and it's now 10 o'clock at night, and guess what? I lost all my footage for this video and it's so irritating because I had such a banger for you. The only clips I've kept, luckily, are the clips of the shoes that I collected and opened today. So I'm going to try my best to edit and do what I can with this video to bring you an awesome video. Without further ado, let's just pretend like it's the morning, okay? It's currently 10 PM on a Saturday night, yeah? And I'm in my coat and hat in my outbuilding slash office slash shoe storage room, whatever you want to call it, when I should be out partying or down a pub with my mates. Joking, it's fine. I would have sat and I was literally about to sit and edit this video, and yeah, anyway, my card corrupted. It like got really hot in the card reader in my computer. I don't know if it was the card or the reader, so I had to just nip to Sainsbury's literally right now in the -1 degrees, let my card defrost for about 20 minutes before I actually went out and get a new one. But it's okay, so we're back. But one thing I will say is we are currently in HD. We're not in 4K. I don't know the difference till I edit this. I apologise if the quality is not that great, but bear with me. I will get a better SD card. This is just because I'm loyal to you guys and I want to get this up on Sunday night like I do every single Sunday. I don't want to miss a weekend, and I'm out tomorrow night, so I've got to film and edit all of this. You know the Boxing Day sale, guys, that I did a video on, basically telling you about all the profits? Well, we sold quite a few. I think we sold 3 of the shoes already. Now, this was only 2 weeks ago, remember, so I had a comment on my videos like, oh, you resellers always tell us about all these good deals and like you tell us about the price of stuff you're selling for, but you don't actually show the proof. Okay, well, look, tell you what, yeah, if you commented that, fair play. It's true. We don't always show anything, and I'll give you one very, very, very valid reason. We don't sell things overnight. All of them, all right? Sometimes you can post a shoe on Vinted at 9 PM that night and it could sell within the hour. Sometimes it could sell within the day. But with brand new shoes on eBay, it's a little bit slower, okay? But I'm going to show you a couple of examples here. So the Air Max DNs, you're going to see on the screen now, I sold for £85. Bearing in mind we bought them for 48. There's one proof. We pretty much doubled our money. Second one, the New Balance 327s. We sold for 45. I can't quite remember how much we bought them for, but I think it was about 20 quid. Again, doubled our money. And then we sold the Fila Heroics for 27, which I got for, what, 15? So again, almost double the money. That might have been the £10 one. I can't quite remember, but you'll see them on the screen sold. So I have sold 3 of them, right? Now, if you add up the prices of those 3, 85 plus 45 is 130, plus 27 is 157. So I spent £200 across the whole thing, and in 3 shoes, not far off being there. You know, I've got the 9060 still for sale, by the way. They're up for 100 right now. I've still got the Adidas ZXs for 56, the Adidas Campus O's for 60, and then a couple of the Filos for 26 and 28. So there's proof that it will sell. Bear in mind, Boxing Day was only 2 weeks ago, okay? So it hasn't been a long time since then, and the proof is right there that you've seen on the screen right now that I've already sold 3 of the pairs. Now, on to brand new stuff before we get on to the pre-love stuff. You can probably see in the background here, we have a lot of Reeboks. Now, the other day, let me show you a pair. Now, before I show these, I'm going to plug the vinted monitor. Again, I'm going to do it in every single video. We currently have a Discord monitor, which what we use to be able to be resellers, right? We have the vinted monitor, the most important thing that pings through everything that's getting uploaded on Vinted, no matter what category it is. You can choose your own categories, or you can use the ones that are already set up. It pings through before the actual Vinted apps see it. So as soon as I upload a pair of shoes, it's instantly gone onto the bot about 10 seconds before it's gone onto the actual Vinted. So you get first dibs on all of the cheap trainers, especially all the pre-love stuff. That's exactly how I buy them. You buy cheap, you sell for more. It's exactly how you make the money. I highly recommend getting into it. If you use code LOCKER, all capitals, you get £10 off your first month. Watch my previous video. Actually, I'll pop it up here if I can. A little prompt here to go watch it. Go and check that out. I'll show you everything about it. But House of Fraser the other day dropped these Reebok, right? These Reebok Court Vintage, I believe they're called. Advanced even, right? And this really nice sort of navy blue with like a slight bit of like faulty luminous green, whatever you want to call it, and white colourway, right? Now, have a little guess right now before I tell you how much you think I paid for these. They retail at £80, size 4 and size 5. That's right, I got them for £8. And as a matter of fact, I actually got them slightly cheaper. So £8 for a pair of brand new trainers, right? House of Fraser dropped these. I don't know why. They dropped them, what's that, 90% off? Yeah, because 10% would be 8 quid. So 90% off, right? And I got them for a little bit cheaper. I got them for like £7.90 because I used Cheddar. And Cheddar's another app that whenever you spend a certain amount, you get cash back, blah, blah. I've spoken about it before. Go check it out. It's called Cheddar. Yes, cheddar cheese. Anyway, we got them for less than £8. So I got a load of those in a size 4, and then I got like a triple white colourway in a size 5. Am I going to list these on Vinted? No. Am I going to list them on eBay? potentially, but I'm saving these for a whatnot stream because they're £80 retail. You're going to get 40 quid on eBay. Yes, I could sit and sell them on eBay, but they're going to be very good sellers on whatnot, and my plan this year is to really get into whatnot. So with whatnot, I spoke about it before, you need a lot of stock, and you need a lot of like good trainers as well as like not shit ones, but cheap ones, because like the thing is with whatnot, you're not looking at each item for profit, you're looking at a profit after the whole video. So you want to be able to use some of those trainers to build up, like, you know, if I get £5 profit per every single one of those trainers, I've got 10 of them, that's 50 quid. That leaves me a little bit of a gap to potentially break even or lose a bit of profit on some other shoes if it doesn't go too well. Obviously I want to profit on every single pair, but that's not the case with anything to do with whatnot. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, this video is going to be all about me giving you my 3 best tips throughout the video in starting your reselling journey. And tip number 1, to get started, you're going to need money. Now, I personally didn't take any money from my current job. I have a house, I have kids, pretty much all of my money, hence why I started reselling, from work goes on bills, all right? I don't really have much money left over at the end of the month. I'm pretty sure if I didn't do any side hustle at all, I'd be probably breaking even, or maybe even in the minuses, I don't know. But yeah, life's expensive, okay? So you need a side hustle. It's 2026, you need a side hustle, let's be real. Everyone should have one realistically, because it just means better things. You might be able to buy yourself a better car, better holidays, better clothes, better shoes, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, my number 1 tip with starting reselling is sell some tut around your house first. Anything from shoes, from old cutlery to some smelly socks. Don't do that, I'm only joking. Sell some old shoes you got, sell some old clothing, old laptops, iPads, anything you've got knocking around that you think is worth at least like a £5, sell it. And some stuff you can sell for more. Like I sold an old laptop for like 170 quid or something. No, I sold an old camera for like 170 quid. I sold an old laptop for like 80. So instantly I had like 250 quid to start with. I didn't join the monitor on Vinted that I talk about until I had about £1,000. And then when I had £1,000 on there, I went flying because I had so much money to spend. I could go straight in pretty much the deep end with like the more expensive trainers where you buy them for 30 and you sell them for 60, 70 sort of thing. So yeah, my number 1 tip with starting reselling is sell some tut around your house first. If you sell enough and you get like 50 quid to 100, right? You join the monitor, 15 quid, because your first month's you get £10 off if you use code locker. Yeah, so let's say you have £100, you join the bot. Okay, cool, got £85. That £85 is going to buy you a good 8 to 12 pairs of trainers, depending on the price. Some might be a little bit more. You might pay like £12 for a couple. You might pay 15 for a couple. It depends on postage, but get yourself like £100 minimum. A little bit more is better. You get yourself 8 pairs of trainers. Bosh, okay, right, I've got 8 pairs of trainers here. I spent 85. Let me back them up. Oh, that one goes for 20, that goes for 30, 35, 25, 20. Before you know it, you're going to have 200 quid. You probably more than doubled your money. And an £85 that you put in, you take back. Bosh, now I'm just playing with profits. Now, obviously, you're not playing with anything unless you're buying absolutely ridiculous shoes at ridiculous prices. Everything is going to be profitable that you buy. I promise you, okay? That's what the Vinted Monitor is there for. You have price guides on there. It's brilliant. So yeah, my number 1 tip is sell some tut around your house first and get yourself some money to begin with. Now, without further ado, I'm going to wrap up some parcels that I've sold, which, by the way, I've already wrapped up and sent off, but I'm re-recording this because I lost my footage. And then I'm going to go and pick up my other parcels, which I've already done because it was in the previous footage. And then we're going to open them. But I still have that footage because I filmed it on my phone. So, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Yo, guys. So, obviously, I just went to the post office to drop off the rest of those parcels that I showed you this morning. And we picked up some. So, we got here a nice pair of Air Max 90s in a UK size 8. Quite dirty, so we'll definitely need a clean. So there's one pair. I opened them on a TikTok video, by the way. If any of you are wondering, I'm just showing them not opening them. I had to. Basically, every day I now do a TikTok video like day 4 of opening a Vinted parcel. I'm supposed to do it every day for the year, but to be fair, it's the 10th today and I've only done 4 days. But I didn't start until the 5th because it was like Monday the 5th, and like I had a bit of a delay with parcels. I didn't actually have any to open because of like the Christmas period, and then I missed a day because I just forgot. So I will do 365 days. There might be a couple of days where I just fit in, like squeeze one in the morning, one in the evening, maybe no one more bat an eyelid. But anyway, we have here a nice pair of Reacts. These are a nice shoe. They're very big sellers. Again, a little bit dirty, a little bit of a stain there, nothing a bit of ferric and a scrub won't get out. These are a UK size 6, which is UK size 6 is a little bit of an annoying colorway because it's like almost too big for like the average girl, but too small for the average guy. But yeah, triple white as well. Like with a clean up, they'll definitely sell. You're probably looking at about 28 to 32-ish pounds for them. And then we have a big box here. I like it when shoes get sent in a box because it keeps them protected. I mean, I don't ship shoes in boxes unless they're brand new, but each to their own. I like receiving them in boxes. And plus, I don't have thousands of boxes. If I shipped every shoe in boxes, I'd probably be like, I don't know, it just costs quite a lot, doesn't it? And I don't want to annoy the postman. So it's in a hooker box. I didn't order any hookers. Pause. Anyway, so we have here another pair of like Air Max 90s in a kind of like beigey brown colourway. These are actually really nice, and again, they're quite clean. And the back of them is written. Sometimes with Air Max 90s you have to watch for the back because they go yellow, but that's actually like quite good condition. A little bit of dirt there, but nothing major. They're UK size 7 as well, so my size, so a perfect size. You're guaranteed a good 35 quid for them. So yeah, those are the 3 parcels we've received today. So I'm gonna go home and get them cleaned. So I actually had a few more parcels to pick up. So open some more. Why not? Before we go and clean the other ones. I actually have quite a few to clean because I've had quite a build up of trainers. Like I've received so many, and like I have been a bit lazy recently. But here we have some nice Super Rep Air Zooms, which I haven't sold before. I've sold similar, but these are the ones that come in like the front bubble. So these ones are actually worth more. Again, pretty clean. Just needs a little bit of a scrub like there. Pretty good trainer. And they're here. We managed to get some Vomero 5s, which are a very common but expensive shoe. These are UK size 3, so they're a small size, but I think I picked these up for like £8. I'll put on the screen now how much I got these ones for. But yeah, these ones are definitely worth some serious money, and they're in pretty good condition. Again, just need a decent clean and they'll be good as gold. A pair of Air Max 95s, all white, triple white. Very dirty, very filthy, but once we've completely scrubbed them up, in a UK size 5.5 as well, good size, they'll be definitely worth some good cash. So yeah, that brings me on to my next point. Always clean your shoes. This is my second and potentially one of the most important tips. I mean, all 3 are important, but this one potentially could be actually the most important. Always clean your trainers, because look, for example, a very dirty pair of Air Maxes, as you can see. So we're going to clean them up and make them look as good as we possibly can, which is hopefully as good as new. It's freezing outside today, by the way. It's like -1 degree or something ridiculous. This is the only downfall to winter, is that it's absolutely freezing outside, and shoes don't dry very easily. So what you have to do is you have to pretty much get like a, I mean, out there I've got like a heater, and I just put them on the floor near the heater, and they just kind of dry themselves. But yeah, get yourself a bowl of steaming hot water and get yourself some fairy liquid. Be generous with the fairy liquid, but not too generous. I actually leave mine outside and it's genuinely turned to ice. But yeah, so you get some in the water, then get yourself a plastic brush like this. This is one from Home Bargains. It's just a bristle brush. Mix it in the water, get that fairy liquid nice and bubbly. Just get your trainer. I'm going to show you like before and after. So here's before. As you can see, covered in mud, dirty, no colour into it. So what you do, get your brush with your hot water and just start scrubbing like this. Pretty easy. Circle motions, up and down. So once you've scrubbed your shoe and you've got all the dirt and everything you can physically off, get yourself a little microfiber cloth like this and just sort of dry them briefly. These are actually quite a bad example of a shoe because these are going to take a lot more work, but I'm sure you can see the difference. They were really muddy and now they're much cleaner, and they're just going to look so much better in your photos. So yeah, some of the shoes with material like this, actual like material, you can scrub as well and get all the dirt out of there. Try and get some coloration back, but these will take a lot longer to dry. But yeah, I've got quite a lot of shoes to clean. Let me show you a quick another pair. These ones aren't that dirty, but I'll just show you, for example. So these are some Reacts. As you can see, the bottom's pretty filthy, pretty dirty there. So other than that, they're actually pretty clean shoes, to be honest. But what we're going to do, right, so just going to clean them up and then show you. As you can see from that little scrub, shoes are looking so much cleaner. Look at that, all that mud. It's pretty much removed. A few little bits, bobs left. I can do it, get rid of them. But yeah, as you can see now, that trainer looks pretty much as good as it ever is going to be. It is as simple as that, guys, realistically. Clean your trainers, because honestly, you'll be so much more thankful for doing it, because they're going to look way better in pictures. And you're going to potentially get more sales, get better views, get more favourites. You're going to sell things a lot quicker. Clean them up, let them dry, and they're ready for photographing. And welcome back. So once you have cleaned all of your shoes and they're all dry, next thing, which leads me on to my third and final tip, is take top quality photos of the whole entire shoe. I like to do about 11 to 12 photos per listing. So obviously 12 different photos of the trainers, because you want to show like the front, both sides, the back, underneath the soles, the label, just different angles of the shoe, like make it like look cool and professional. I'm going to show you exactly what photos I'll take in a minute. This is key to success in reselling, because your photos are going to make the difference when it comes to people viewing them and wanting to buy them. Like if you've got some scrubby trainers that are like just in a horrible pattern, like on some dirty floor with like, I don't know, bits of like crisp packets or just general dust and dirt on the floor, people aren't gonna click on it and look like that shoe's come from a nice household. You want to make your shoes look like you've really looked after them. Like think of like a car. Like you wouldn't buy some rusty heap that's been sat there with flat tires in a garage. You want to buy a car that's pristine, like cleaned, conditioned. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You want to buy it. You want it to look the part. You want it to look brand new. Even though people are buying secondhand trainers, they still want to buy secondhand trainers that look brand new. You know, if you're buying trainers that look basically brand new for like a quarter of the price of retail, I mean, let's be real. The second you go outside of them, you're instantly getting the soles dirty. So the fact I've scrubbed my trainers with Fairy Liquid and they're squeaky clean right now. I'll show an example, right? These Air Max 90s, like look at the bottom of the shoes. They look like brand new. You wouldn't even know they've literally been worn outside. The second someone buys these and wears them outside, them soles are instantly going to be dirty unless they're walking on like clouds. When it comes to photographing, these shoe trees are going to be your best friends. A little bit of plastic, a little bit of metal, but these are going to make the whole lot of difference to your pictures. So here's like an Air Max 90, so a very nice trainer. These are like 185 retail, I believe, Air Max 90s, similar to Air Max 1s. These are 7.5 as well, all legit. Just to show you, like I said, I always buy like legit shoes. Very nice condition as well, but when I'm taking a photo, you see here, they just look a bit like droopy. They don't look like pristine. Obviously they've been used, so they're not going to look fresh out of the box. Like, you don't really need shoe trees if you're doing brand new shoes photographing, because they're fresh out of the box. But what you do is you put your shoe tree and push it right to the end, and then you put it like this, and then get your laces, sort of tuck them in. You don't want them in the way because, again, they look ugly in your photos. The whole point is to make your shoe look pristine and brand new and like you've really looked after them, because that's the whole point. Like, these people that are buying the shoes off you, most of them, like, they're not stupid. Most of them probably know you're a reseller if you've got like a lot of reviews and a lot of different trainers, different sizes. But at the end of the day, like, I would rather buy from a reseller that I know is looked after and actually clean the shoes than someone who's just selling them who I don't know anything about. And anyway, look. Once the shoe tree is, look at that shoe. That is pristine condition. That is a beautiful trainer as well, by the way. If these were a size 7, I'll potentially keep myself because they're in pristine condition. But yeah, the shoe tree's in and they look absolutely stunning. So I'm going to take you to the floor like a wrestler, show you the different angles and what I would be doing right now to take these photos to resell. What I would do, these aren't going to be the photos I use, by the way, because the tripod leg's in the way whilst I film this footage. But I would lay them out on the floor like this in kind of like a butterfly shape as my first shoe. Now, what some people will do is, which I do kind of like, but not always, I prefer to do this with brand new shoes, is some people hold the shoe up like this and sort of take a photo down. So this shoe's like in focus, this one's kind of a little bit blurred. But I don't really like that as a first photo. That would be good for like in the middle photo, but as a first photo, people might not know what the other one looks like. Anyway, so then I would just take a photo and I would get as closest to the shoes I physically can till they're on the edge of the phone. As you can see, like this. See this photo here? So I've gone right to the edge, as you can see. Like, I'm not showing anything but the edge of the shoes. Shoes are 100% in center. And then I would sort of move the shoe up like this and down like this and sort of take another photo. Again, like it would look like this. So like one above the other. And then rather than take photos, I'll show you the angle. So then I'll do another angle like this with sort of one upright, sort of front facing, one at the back, one at the side there. And then obviously you only want to show the inner of the shoe. So you'd flip it in like this, so in and in. And then again, one from sort of the front, and then a zoomed in one of the fronts. People want to see if like the shoe's like dented at the front, which these one aren't. And then another one of like at the back, then the soles. And then obviously then you want to take your shoe trees out and just sort of photograph the label to show that it's a real label, the sizing and the SKU code and everything like that. So yeah, that is basically what I would do. So yeah, obviously once the shoes photos are all taken, I like to do it in a row. So what you could do is take your photos of each shoe and then upload it and then go on to the next, and you kind of leave like a sort of a 5 to 10 minute gap in between each upload. But I prefer doing it quickly by just going through all the shoes. So I'll do them ones, then the next ones, and the next ones, and the next ones, get them all photographed. Camera roll is just going to look like this, just shoe after shoe after shoe after shoe. But what a lot of people do, which I haven't done yet, which I realistically need to go back and do, I've sold like over 400 shoes, is once the shoes have sold, people then delete the photos, and then if they do come back for whatever reason, someone wants to return them for whatever reason, you get them back, just take new photos, because you're not going to dig through and find out who your other ones are, you, realistically. So yeah, that is literally it. They're my 3 tips. Number 1, sell as a toot around the house, get yourself some money, use that money to join the Discord monitor. You don't have to join that, but I strongly advise you do, because it's going to be almost impossible not to, because you're not going to know about any drops, any discounts, unless you're sitting there scanning yourself, which, trust me, I've tried to do myself. It's very, very, very hard, and you don't always find the best deals. You're not going to know about the price guides to begin with. You're not going to know much, so I would highly recommend getting in the Discord. Use code LOCKER, £10 off your first month. Always clean your shoes, because clean shoes are always going to sell way better than dirty shoes. Now, I went through a little bit of a patch where I got a little bit lazy. Some of the shoes turned up, like, they might have like a slight bit of like sort of mud there, or any shoes that look like you can get away with it, I did, and then I ended up like dropping sales, and it was 100% due to this, because as soon as I started cleaning them again, I started getting sales again. So yeah, basically most of those I had to like clean and relist. So yeah, always clean your trainers. And then yeah, tip number 3, make sure you take top quality photos, good title, good description, loads of photos. Even if you want to take 20 photos and take even more things, I think it's unlimited on Vinted how many photos you take, but the more the better, because the more people can look through. And like, if there are only minor details, so there aren't any on this shoe, but let's say you've got like a little tiny scratch there, I don't know, right there, make sure you zoom in and take a photo of that and just say really small scratch, but doesn't really affect the shoe, because the last thing you want is, you'd rather take longer to sell the item than to sell it really quickly because you've lied about the scratch and it comes back and then it's just a faff, and then the person who bought it from you loses a little bit of money on postage, because obviously you're not going to pay for postage. I never do. I'll make them post really, see if they're going to be that fussy, but I should have mentioned it in the first place. So that further said, guys, happy reselling. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe when you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.